Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, Mr. Front Row Man himself, Bill. How you doing?
Doing good, J-Bone. How are you doing, buddy? I haven't talked to you in a bit.
Yeah. You traveling man, you.
Oh yeah. Had to head down to Atlanta last weekend. But no, it was good. It was good to see some of the crew. Terrence, I don't know if he's in the chat tonight, but it was good to see Terrence. Last time he was there, but we weren't able to connect. But I was able to get a pic. And hey, speaking of the fans, we got another member coming in.
I saw that pic on the old Instanet. That was great. Yeah, here we go. We got Truck coming in here too. Nice. See, better late than
Truck.
never.
I gotta say, it happened again. Part 2 of the Canadian wildfires causing bad air in my region.
It's bad here too.
I was getting the notification this morning.
Yeah, it's bad here.
So hopefully you're staying safe up there, because when it turns into, it looks like Armageddon. It wasn't as bad around here yet, but when it looks that bad around here, you know it's got to be pretty bad up there to make its way. So hopefully everyone's staying as safe as possible.
Yeah,
it's funny where I'm at. We're well far away from the fires, but there's just so much smoke. So much smoke. You can taste it. Like as soon as you step out the front door, it's in your mouth and the air is orange and you can't go for a run because it's so bad.
Luckily, it's not that bad this time around, but the last time you could taste it in the air around here. You could, but they were recommending not going outside like this afternoon and evening. So definitely everyone affected, stay safe next couple days. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Stay inside. Watch a podcast. Listen to an audio.
Watch a podcast. Listen to an audio.
Right.
Learn to read Braille.
Okay. A podcast or two, and I mean two as in, hey, there might be somewhere else that you can hear the age-old voice of the bone sooner than later. I actually guested on a pod, Mr. Mike Freeland of the
very nice.
The Front Row Material show. I was on there, and we just taped about a couple nights ago. And I gotta tell you guys, I had an absolute blast. I'm not turning in my walking papers tonight or nothing, but I'm gonna let you know.
I thought you were gonna come on tonight, J-Bone. I thought you were gonna do your Jerry Maguire and freak out or something, and then you were gonna take your talent somewhere else. But luckily, we're okay.
Who's coming with me? No, I'm kidding. No, I've been actually wanting to work with Mike Freeland for a while. For those of you that don't know, his show between 4 and 5 years ago consisted of himself, Mikey Whipwreck, and Jerry Lynn, and it was some of the most entertaining stuff I ever heard on audio. And well, times change, people come, people go. Mikey Whipwreck went through some stuff. Jerry Lynn, of course, busy with AEW, and it's just been a revolving cast of players. And I told him, I said, you know what, bro? I said, that's what happens. That's life. There's nothing you can do about it. You can roll with the punches, or you can just back it up and go home. So that's and that's, I told him, I said when I joined TNI, it was me, Kyle, and Trent. I said, and we added Bill and Alicia, and we added a few others, Mark and Truck, and we come on when we come on, and that's life. It's I miss Kyle, and I miss Kyle, and I miss Trent. I miss Mark. Alicia couldn't make it this week. She's under the weather. Hopefully she'll be back in the next few weeks. It's just.
Are you saying? You said you miss Kyle. Are you saying?
Because I like scumbags.
I love scumbags. He's like my he's like my my little bastard that I never knew I had.
I thought we were friends.
So, but hey, we have Bill and we have Truck and we have J-Bone in the house tonight. You get what you get, right? And that's not.
And you're gonna like it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, damn it. You're gonna turn on the channel and you're gonna keep it there and you turn up the volume and.
Well, J-Bone,
give them those 69-cent super stickers.
I got the big.
You're prepared.
Fried icy tea tonight.
Oh, he's got the big tea tonight.
So it's serious.
So it's your long weekend too, right? You guys have
it is it's a weird 4th of July weekend coming up where it's on a Tuesday. So there's that Monday in between. So either people are taking off or it's going to be the slowest work day. It's going to be like Christmas Eve type work day where nobody, like a lot of the people we deal with, they're already saying they're closed. So a lot of vendors and customers aren't going to be open. So it's going to be an interesting Monday for sure. I'll work, but I'm sure it's going to be very, very slow.
Yeah. So
it'll feel like a long weekend.
we're kicking off the weekend early here. As far as wrestling goes, in a few short hours, in fact, in 6 hours from where I'm sitting, at least.
You're staying up for that, right?
I know.
I saw that. You're not. You said in the group chat you were to the shows. I thought, oh, he's staying up till like 5.
Well, it's on at 5 a.m. I'll be up.
Oh boy.
You should do it. Bill's doing it. You got to do it, Jay.
I don't think I'm going to be able to stay up all night.
Live reaction.
You like Rhonda Shear, man.
Truck. You're gonna nominate yourself here pretty soon, brother.
Hello, Kevin Martin.
She's just
hold on.
He's wrangling us in.
You got a super sticker from Ronan Blue. Thank you, Ronan.
Okay, this is interesting, and I actually really like this point of view because I didn't know what we were going to get tonight. Kevin Martin, welcome. Ronan Blue, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Let's read this. If Wentz got a second chance, so is Tessa next. Also, that Aldous promo was brutal. I'm sorry, LOL. All right, well. I sadly dozed off the last few minutes of the show because the bone is old and the bone just dozes off now, whenever, driving and everything. No, I'm kidding. Just where am I going? I don't know. But we'll get to that last part, but there's plenty of stuff to talk about. We'll get to the return of Wentz in a little bit, in just a little bit. Yes, Kevin Martin, the Bone Man is old, and just I can only inhale so many lines and energy drinks and
but not old enough to give Ronan Blue the treatment from the coach.
Impact Wrestling.
Love you, Ronan. Thank you
for that super sticker.
Appreciate it. And there's a couple others that we got too.
I gotta go back to the beginning here. It's all
one from Anna and 2 from Mr. Tracy. So thank you very much.
Work my way back.
Is there a song that says that?
Mr. Tracy, the thumbnail pick is great. Have a great review. Thank you, Mr. Tracy. Along with the super sticker. We'll give you a little
Impact Wrestling,
which is going down under shortly, but we got a review to talk about. But hold on, there's another one. Anna, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Impact Wrestling.
Oh, the coach is getting a workout tonight. My goodness.
Oh, he's always getting a workout.
Right.
All right.
So, okay. So we're talking about Wentz. Armand here says, what do you mean second chance? Wentz didn't do anything besides just leave the company, right? Tessa actually had out of ring issues, right? Okay, for those of you that don't know, for those of you that don't know, there was it an Instagram post or was it something that was shared by his now ex? How did it go?
Yeah, it was a shared picture. Like it wasn't something why it was obviously an Impact. It was when he was in NXT after he left Impact. But it was something from I don't want to say, I don't know exactly when, but a couple years previously, not recent.
I was going to say many years prior, back when he was a teenager, is from what I'm here, what I'm understanding. T Hughes says about 2018. Okay, that's 5 years ago. Okay, yeah. But nonetheless, let's really think about this. Okay, so Zachery put a stupid picture up on the old Instanet or wherever he put it at the time. It got reshared by his now ex, and it was him with a Hitler mustache. And now some of you are going to say, hey, Kevin Martin, thank you so much, brother. Jeez Louise, donating to the TNI Windsor Fund. Much love, man.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Thanks, Kev.
So here's...
And hold on. Sorry, J-Bo. We're serious here, but since we did highlight it, I got to give the guy that works for Impact the coach, because I would feel like we're missing out.
Impact Wrestling!
Yeah.
Thank you. Continue, Bone Man.
So what is this? Oh, the chat is.
I just noticed that.
The chat is getting spicy tonight. I like it. They're all coming out tonight
around this time. It gets a spicy.
It's a spicy. There's a lot of meat.
We also have to welcome another Impact employee, Ref Daniel Spencer, in the chat.
Daniel Spencer. We love Daniel
Always good
Spencer.
To see. And Daniel Spencer, I got to say, becoming more of a character on TV lately.
Spencer,
although I'll tell you what,
man's livelihood tonight. I don't think
I got to say, I didn't like what I saw there because we didn't see that, the live reaction. I saw a win by Johnny Swinger. It was now taken away from me. I celebrated that all night, and now gone. Come on. If you don't rectify that situation in front of the live audience, that counts. You can't take it away after the fact. What is this?
A thief in the night. That's what Daniel Spencer is.
The man who gave Sicky his new job.
I want the commission. I want the committee back. We need to go to the Anthem higher ups. Swingman needs his wins back.
Just get led in the group chat.
Anna says, I'm here, so you know it's spicy. Yeah, but there's a difference, Anna. You love and respect us, and we love and respect you. There's a big difference. It's
yeah, we got a dusty finish.
Just dusty
Barry's
finish.
Right. They knew there'd be a riot in Hotlanta if the Swingman didn't go over, Daddy.
Yeah. Okay. So it's okay. So someone beat me to it. Here's Armand, and this is exactly what I was gonna say. So this is what I'm sharing with you guys. Armand says, and this is you can't put it any better than this. So are people suggesting Wentz is racist against Jews? I don't know. I don't see this. I didn't see this pic just but just to note, the Rascals are 3 black men, and Wentz is the only Caucasian full one, at least. It's like it's like now you can say what you can love Hogan or you can hate Hogan or whatever. You say, oh yeah, Hogan's racist and blah blah blah. Really? After what he's done in his entire career and who he's tagged with and partnered with and ran down how many roads with? It's like, come on. Really? It's like, yeah, kids do stupid stuff. I've done stupid stuff. We've all done stupid stuff that we're not proud of, And no, I'm not going to put out my laundry list of stupid stuff for you guys. No. That's
yes,
that's not why we're here. Shut up, Bill. That's not why we're here. But it's like, okay, so Wentz knows he's screwed up.
Yeah, and you know what? Sammy says it better than anyone.
Look at this dumbass.
Right. So look, he may not be your cup of tea, but I believe everyone deserves a second chance. In my life, I was given a second chance. So, and I'm sure many of you, because we see you in here every week or whenever, but we don't really know you, do we? I could bet that at least 75% of you have gotten second chances at something in your lives one time or another. So I look at it like this. Look, and you guys are cracking me up. Look, that he's not racist against his brothers in his own group and or in the whole locker room. He would not be accepted in any locker rooms. The reason why WWE did it is simply because they run an insanely tight ship. The second somebody farts wrong, you're gone. And that's just the facts, So, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm happy he's back. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later just because of how much, number one, that he was in the public eye, wrestling with his brothers. They accepted him. They didn't turn their backs on him. He's out there every week killing it with them in this town and that town and this company and that company. They're all wrestling together, having a blast. And it's all love for what we love to watch. So, but let's throw it around the horn. I don't want to just have my opinion say, okay, then no one else is allowed to speak on this. I covered it. No, please, guys, speak up because I want to hear your thoughts on it too.
Well,
we can agree or we can agree to disagree. Yeah. It's all good.
Now, I see Terrence, and he's got a good point in here. Got nothing against Zach getting a second chance, but acting like the cosplay is no big deal rubs me and others the wrong way, period. And I think you got to acknowledge it was a big deal. There was, obviously, he lost his job. That was a big deal. And he's been gone now for a while. I don't know the time off my top, but it was at least a year, right? It was a good while that he kind of paid for it. And then being on the indies pretty much like the last year or so, because I remember seeing him in GCW, he was doing death matches. Like to kind of come back, he was doing stuff that I'm sure he really wasn't comfortable with at first. So he's definitely put in work there. But hey, I have no problem. That's everybody's prerogative. If somebody does something and that's a line to you that, and you don't want to support them, go for it. Like that's fine. But I do believe that people can get second chances. If they blow chances again, then as companies, as places, you decide, well, no more chances eventually. So Impact's willing to give them that chance. But if you look around, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're an entertainment fan, almost anything you do, there's going to be people that you have issues with that in regards to something that they either say things or do things you don't like. They work there. You're not going to support them because of that. I choose to I'm not going to let that influence me. There's still the good outweighs the bad in my mind for either promotions or going to do things, see things, because we've seen this over the last couple of years in wrestling. There's been a lot, and for good reason. Like there was the Me Too in wrestling; it was needed. But once again, there was people are like, you couldn't for a while. You couldn't support any company because every company had it. So are you just gonna?
Yeah.
So you're gonna get, hey, and maybe for some people that was a choice. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy product and you want to see things, I'm not saying to gloss it over or overlook it. Acknowledge it, but decide if you want to support or not. And I decide I want to, but definitely, I think it's great that Impact gave a second chance. I think people deserve second chances, and you go from there. And I know people brought up like, does a Tessa get a second chance? There's other people. I say I've always been a proponent of why not. Is there something now that was obviously an Impact, and that was a professionalism thing. So that all depends on what management thinks and how they kind of weigh things out.
Right.
But in wrestling, never say never. That's always the thing, because you talk about a Hogan. These people can always show up. Enough time passes, bridges that may be burned can always be built again. And that definitely can happen. Is the time right for stuff like that? Right now it was for Wentz. Other people, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Truck, what say you, man?
I think Bill said everything basically that I would have, but in much more articulate fashion. I can understand, I can appreciate, I think, why some folks, they've got hard lines and anything outside of that, and they don't want to participate. And I've certainly got those. And, I watch some companies and I don't watch some companies because of that sort of thing. In terms of second chances and whatnot, I don't really feel qualified or in a position to be saying one way or the other whether somebody morally deserves a second chance, because I'm not there. All we ever see is social media stuff, and that's just but I mean, if the company is comfortable enough bringing them back, then I guess you would trust his judgment, or trust Scott's judgment, trust Lynn's judgment, or then you decide for yourself that no, this is unacceptable to me and I'm stepping back because of it. And that's a perfectly valid decision too.
Right.
I there's no, easy position to take or easy answer to give. But if this is a red line for you and you're not going to watch or support, or I know some people are talking about not getting the pay-per-view. And if that's what you feel, you need to do for yourself, for your own ethics, then do it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Like, we're not sitting here saying what we believe in, what we think is absolutely the way to go. No, everyone has a right to how they think. If you disagree with us, by all means, disagree with us.
And here, Justin,
okay.
With a super sticker. Appreciate it, Justin.
Thanks, Justin.
It was a very stupid mistake to take the pick. But as far as I know, he's nowhere near that in real life. I put it up there with Jay Briscoe's situation, which that's actually a pretty decent comparison. Because as most people are probably aware, the Briscoes were pretty much blackballed from TNT with AEW. They could only start showing up on those ROH shows because of some comments from, I think it was just Jay Briscoe from years ago.
Yeah.
And once again, and it kind of got into it. But once again, we don't know a lot of the context of the Wentz thing, but a picture. That's the thing. It's like a lot of things written on the internet. Like you write stuff in ink, it doesn't go away. You write something on the internet, it's there. Someone screenshots it, it's there forever. Take a picture, it's there forever.
Yeah.
But this was a comment. So a comment that was a comment made towards people, and that because of big money advertising, a TV network said you can't have these guys on. That was pretty much what they did, and they weren't going to rock that boat until near the end. They were able to do it. Like sadly, right before his death, they finally pulled the trigger on allowing that to kind of to go on.
Yeah.
So once again, at least you either decide to be one way or the other. But there are different ones, because I know people also talked about like the Marty Scurll thing. If you're talking like criminal things, that's like another whole can of worms there to get into. Not that I'm saying depending on situations, people don't deserve maybe another chance even in those. I'm not one, just like Truck was saying. That's not me. That's between other people. Like if people pay dues and if they do things, I'm not going to say like they shouldn't have a right to work. That's probably going in a step too far. Yeah. But you got to view these all differently. These different things, and it's crazy. But that's life. So it happens. It reflects in the wrestling that we watch and in everything that we do. You're going to have issues like this. But a nice comment from Justin. But I got to give you the coach there to turn that very serious comment a little better here, because
Impact Wrestling.
That's why we're here.
That's right. So, other big news is the debut
wait.
of what?
Did you say news?
Well, I kind of was just lumping what everybody was talking about into news.
Let him play it. He obviously wants to play it.
Do you want to play it, Bill? It's been a while.
Dying to play it.
You didn't say news until now, so we got to work on our cues, Bo, man. I know it's been a while, but let's go with a little Jay Bo's news.
Screw the cues.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, 27 minutes into the podcast, Jay Bo's. Searching for my fake wrestling news.
27 minutes is pretty good, comparatively, relatively speaking.
So I don't know
27 and not 47 or 67.
Right.
Well, it depends how much longer the news lasts, Truck.
Yeah.
And then you also have to account for the time that we're late. So, yeah.
You're never late, Jay. You're exactly when you intend to.
Are you saying we're late? Is it serious, this lateness? Do we need Conan?
We have to have a talk when we're off the air. No, I'm kidding. Use guys. No. No, I'd never do that. That's that's live, as the song says. So what I was pleasantly surprised in, and they really didn't advertise it much, with the exception of when they talked about what was the whole weekend called, Bill?
Oh, the Summer Sizzler.
Summer Sizzler. Okay, so
Leo Rush was Sizzler.
Right? I was waiting to see some like steaks and stuff. So Leo Rush is now I don't know if he's I don't know like how technical we're going with this, Bill. He made an appearance. They talked about some of his New Japan stuff, but they kind of made it sound like he's with Impact Wrestling now. I'm not sure if this is like his appearance here is just leading up to the New Japan show in Philly within the next couple months. And then we're just going to see like more and more people show up between Slammiversary and then. Or how did it feel when you were there?
I would say unknown, but it could be a Jonah situation. It may be a short-term, non-contract, let's work together for the next couple months.
Okay. Hey, I'll take it. Leo Rush is amazing. What do you think, Truck?
So
like Leo? You like Leo Rush?
I never heard of him before tonight.
Are you serious?
He came out to the ring wearing a balaclava, so I thought he was just getting back from the ski hill. That's my initial impression.
He wears some different stuff. He said it's some different.
He's wearing winter ski gear. Jay, I've got like 4 of them in my closet right now. We take a break. I'll come back and I'll have one on. After you ask me, why are you dressed up like Leo Rush? I'm like, I'm not, bud. I'm going snowshoeing. I'm going to the fishing hut. Got to pull up a sturgeon.
And I love the Canadian accent. That just makes it. That's the cherry on top, bro.
I don't lean into it too often, but sometimes it's appropriate.
It just
But when he came out, he's wearing a balaclava, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing, bud? You're not going to the Sugar Shack, are you? What's happening here?" Daniel Spencer, if you're in the chat, explain the balaclava to me. Kevin Martin, I know you're here. Tell me why he's wearing ski gear. Educate me. I'm from the sticks, guys. I don't understand these urban ways. I'm not going to get an answer. Okay.
He's just going styling. He's doing his version of styling and profiling.
I got a couple of toques with the ear flaps if he wants one. And I got a couple of flannel jackets for cutting wood.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. So Kevin Martin, hell, you know what? He can have my old snow pants.
There you complete the ensemble. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. Isn't that how it goes? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that close?
You're going places, J-Bo.
So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to see Lio Rush. If you hadn't seen him in a while, this was a lovely little reminder, of how fun he is to watch in the ring. And if you're really new to him, as Truck is, by all means, just jump on YouTube and watch a couple of his matches from anywhere in the last decade.
Well, he was a cruiserweight champion in the other place, wasn't he? He's a name. I know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's been around. He's had runs pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah. So, yeah, Keanu here said he the New Japan Leo is nuts. Yeah, he's very very fun to watch. It did well in the Super Juniors as well. Yes. So yeah, there's plenty of places you can just don't watch any of his WWE stuff. Don't waste your time with it.
Although he was over when he was with Lashley. It wasn't as much. It wasn't a wrestling role, really, for the most part. But
yeah, he was doing more. He was more.
But that was during the era where, if you're a certain size, that's all they thought you could do is work the mic.
Yeah. So, but yeah. All right. What else? Let's see here.
We'll get into more Lio Rush later in the review.
Yeah. We'll do a quick preview of the Down Under. Let's see, what is this night? This is in a few hours. So this is Friday's gig. We got Alex Shelley defending his Impact World Championship versus Steve Macklin. Can't wait to watch that.
The rematch.
We got the X Division title match. Sabin versus Kaz versus Robbie Eagles. There's some New Japan stuff for you there.
There you
go. Digital Media Championship.
This is cool.
Uh-oh.
Keanu is waiting for the show to start. He's there. Very cool.
I'm in Wagga Wagga now waiting for the show to start. Oh, dude. Nice. Well, we hope you have an absolute blast. Tell them TNI sent you.
Yeah. Cheer extra hard for me.
Yeah, right. And for anyone else in the chat that's planning on going, if it's Kevin Martin or Daniel Spencer, safe travels, and we hope you have an amazing weekend down in Australia. So, what was I looking at? Here we go. Digital Media Championship on the line. Joe Hendry defending against Eddie Edwards.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Moose and Brian Myers versus ABC. But it's not a doesn't look like it's a title match.
No,
Not sure why. But anyways, probably because Slammiversary is right around the corner. But let's see, here we go. Deonna Purrazzo versus Steph DeLander. So it'll be great to see her back in front of the Impact cameras. Giselle Shaw versus Erica Reed. Okay, so I'm not familiar with her. She might be a local talent, I'm guessing.
I believe she is. And hold on, speaking of talent,
we
got another Impact legend. David Penzer in the chat.
David Penzer, what's up? So you guys staying up to watch the Australian shows? I've been told
I'm not staying up. I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm gonna wake up.
Jay's staying up.
5 a.m.
Jay's staying up. He just did like 4 lines of 5-hour energy, so he's good.
That's that special TK Florida mix, you know. It's
It's been a bangorama.
Yeah, there's a bangorama going on up there right now. Yeah.
The question will be, who's going to do the ring announcing in Australia, and what's David Penzer going to think of their performance? That's what I want.
Penzer's actually doing it. Actually, they're just going to have him dial in over Zoom.
Ed coming out.
Mayor's doing song lyrics now where women glow and men plunder. Could you hear the thunder?
Watch out, Jay. Anymore and we get a copyright strike.
You better run. You better take cover. All right. Local. Wait, what does local mean?
That means somebody local's doing it.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe that meant that he was
he was local.
Right.
Wagga wagga local.
Yeah, exactly. That's wagga.
I don't think that's local.
All right, next we got Killer Kelly versus Aisha. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing that. We'll see.
Well, if you were pronouncing it right, then that would be the J-Bone people come here to listen to.
Yeah, there we go. And then last but certainly,
now, Alicia's somewhere going, oh, J-Bone.
Yeah, that's a wrong vowel. Yeah. And last but certainly not least, this might be the dark horse match of the evening. I tell you, if I was watching live there, Slex versus Adam Brooks. Two guys formerly of Ring of Honor, I believe, aren't they?
I know I've seen Adam Brooks previously. I've seen him live. But no, that should be a good match. I like that.
T. Hughes says Leo and Zach already added to the roster page. Now that's
Impact's good. Well, Impact's good. You got to be careful though. Don't assume if you're on the roster page you're on the roster.
Yeah,
it means you're currently on television.
Right.
So be a little careful with that because I know some places are like, oh, if you're on the roster page, that means a lot. Impact's a little different with that.
It makes me.
We got another Justin. Thank you.
Justin, thank you so much.
Chicago Slugfest. 1 month till Chicago Slugfest. It's going to be fun. And I feel like Bill because I'll be at both shows for Dreamwave the next weekend. Oh, hey, there you go. That'll be the first night of Chicago Slugfest, my birthday. First time ever at an Impact show on my birthday.
Oh man, they're gonna bring you in the ring. You're gonna be over some knockout's knee, and they're gonna be spanking you, dude.
I'll tell you, it's funny you say that, J-Bone. Not about what you just said at the end. You went off the rails at the end. Okay. But previously, one of the only wrestling shows that I actually went to on my birthday when it was on a weekend, Rich Swann was on it, and it was Rich Swann, Jimmy Lloyd, and Teddy Hart, and they did bring me in the ring after the main event, and then one of them me to break a table, and I'm like, no, I ain't breaking a table. What do you think I am here? Come on, I ain't doing that. I wasn't running to no table. So that was my spot that I did not do. I'll help Tommy put a table in the ring. I ain't breaking a table.
There you go. There you go. David Penzer. You mean I'm not on the roster? What the fuck?
That's the exact right answer.
No, David, you are on the roster page. You just may not be down in Australia right now.
We gotta get more of the personnel on the roster page.
You're right.
That's an outrage right now.
Yeah.
Whoever is on the web page, they got to get him on there.
Jake and Fulton never were put on there. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe that was just by design.
Ooh.
So to speak.
Oh,
Pardon the pun. Pardon the pun.
Cody had his revenge.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
I'll take you off the website.
So, and I know there's a night 2 of the event, but I don't want to cover everything. We can go over that in a day or two whenever we decide to cover night 1. Do we want to cover night 1? Not to talk like publicly, I know we're supposed to talk about this behind the scenes, but do we want to cover each night separately, or what do we want to do?
Because of the whole time difference, I'm thinking probably a combo. Put them together.
Yeah, I'm not even watching them till Sunday or Monday.
Because people are going to watch them later and stuff. So I would go with wait till they both air, find a reasonable time the following day-ish, and put something together late this weekend.
Well, if you want, just to make sure we give people some time to digest it and watch it and whatever, because the time is, all over the place. Maybe just do it Monday night.
Monday night. It isn't like there's a wrestling show on Monday nights.
Or is that wait a minute. Is that oh shoot. Is that the 4th? I forget when that falls on. Hang on.
Well, the 4th is Tuesday. Monday's the 3rd.
Oh, okay. All right. Then
so you're good. You're good.
Okay. I'm sure people are still off in a sense.
I just read that, Bill.
David Penzer. I don't put it past them.
I'm leading a happy birthday song for Bill. Titanium members get a pick with Bill, plus drinks on me, just for Bill, though.
Bill, if they actually do this to you, I want you to be completely stone-faced in all of these photos. Give them exactly.
Just
give them nothing.
Sober Bill. That's amazing.
All right. Was there any other news?
Any more news, J-Bone?
I don't think so.
Can we talk about this wrestling show?
It's a what?
Come on, J-Bone. We got to get into it before we can get into the we're going to talk about the Slammiversary matches after the
we'll do that at the end, because I just want to make sure everything's up to date on the website and stuff like that. Oh, and speak of the devil, here's the gentleman I was on with. There's Mike. How you doing? Mike from the Front Row Material. Mike, you got to let me know when that when the audio goes live so I can help promote it. But yeah, I had an absolute blast with Mike, and we should have Mike on too sometime as well. Yeah. That'd be a ton of fun. So yeah, folks, go give Front Row Material some love. Tell them J-Bone and the crew sent you. All right, let's talk some Impact. What?
Come on. That's what I'm talking about, J-Bone.
X Division title shot on the line. Trey Miguel against Sabin. This is his it's his rematch, I guess. And we've already talked about Zachery Wentz and stuff, how he stopped the match. So technically Sabin wins by DQ because Zach attacked Sabin. And
Zach attack?
The Zach attack. Wasn't that a thing on a kid show or something? Zach attack.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was that show. Jeez. So the way it looked at first, you guys can give your opinion on this too. The way it looked at first is Trey looked like he was absolutely shocked that Wentz was there. And then he was like, they're doing, doing the signals and everything. The rascal stuff, yeah. So, did he just...
a heel rascals. Like not the only treehouse rascals that they became last time around.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like a little bit of a turn because that's the only thing. The rascals, I know everybody's like, well, the last time around they didn't win the tag titles and they should have, but they weren't serious enough. They were too comedy to win the titles.
Passion.
This is part of the show where we know Dave Penzer's he's about 3 drinks into his night. He says, "Who's Truck? Where's Trent?" Speaking of Truck, what did you think of? First of all, what did you think of the match before the invasion, so to speak?
Before the invasion, it was fine. It's difficult to get invested when this is just there's not a serious chance of a change over here. But they made something out of it by having the Rascals reunite through it. So as a match, it was fine. But we just had an absolutely fantastic one. And this wasn't at that level, so. And I mean, not that it should be. It's an opening match on a TV episode, so save the good stuff for the pay-per-views.
Well, hey, hold on. Chris Sabin has a bone to pick with that comment because he had a difference of opinion on this.
I love this match!
Yeah, but he's self-interested here, Jay and Bill. It's like he's going on Google reviews and he's giving himself 5 stars.
Well, David Penzer asked for Trent. So
and where's Alicia? This guy. There's your
Tell
you what, Penzer, for a $10 super
what do you want, brother?
Somebody might show up.
But I'm gonna have to message.
The Rascals are back.
Yes, we have to message Trent,
which will make,
what are you doing?
Based on what we saw there, does make interesting where they're gonna play because we know there was a tag title match announced for Slammiversary. Doesn't involve them, so it'll be interesting to see where the Rascals fit in the near future.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I've seen different sides to the Rascals before. I've seen them goofy. I've seen them mean. I've seen them everywhere in between. So I take it this is gonna be, a little more serious. They're gonna have fun. They're gonna, they're still gonna do their shtick, but it's gonna be not all, it's not kid and play anymore. They're gonna be more let's see.
Well, remember, I think it was after he left Impact, Wentz did a few death matches with.
He did. Yeah, I saw him
do a death match. Who was it, Bill, that he worked with for a bit?
Oh, Now you're.
He did some really nasty stuff. Like you saw the photo.
I remember I saw him in Jersey, in Atlantic City, on the pier, do a death match, and his back was totally beaten up. I think I could still see some of the scars when he showed up at the tapings. I forget who he worked with that day, but I'm sure it was. Probably somebody would. Where's I don't know if our good friend Critical Sting knows the indie bookings of the guys.
He's got that memorized too.
I was there for it, but it was a couple years ago now.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Okay, it was before he left. I knew it was like right close around that. But anyhow, the reason I bring it up is because, I agree, Jay and Bill, that they're going to go in a different direction, a more vicious direction. And I'm kind of up for that because I did feel that Trey needed something to kind of refresh him after this, very long and very good title run as this particular version of himself. But it's been about a year or so, and you need to do things on a regular basis to keep yourself interesting. And going in the tag direction, I think probably will provide that opportunity because it's going to be the Rascals, but Rascals with a different flavor. So I'm up for it.
Yeah, they needed it. So that's good. If they're going to come back, just the same old Rascals wouldn't have been the right direction. So I think a reset was a good way to bring them back, which is rare when you see a return. They come back as a heel. It's very rare to get a return of a heel. Yeah. So especially when that was a face the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's I think it was the right way to do it. Yeah. And I know people are commenting. I did not see, the formerly known as Priscilla Kelly. I did not see. But I know there were some pictures, I think, that floated around that showed she was there at one point during the tapings.
Oh, okay. See, and I've been off for social media a lot. I didn't even hear that he was supposed to. I didn't hear about him. I heard about the Leo Rush stuff because that was actually promoted, but I didn't see any headlines. I didn't see.
That's good, J-Bone.
No one, and I don't think anyone really even covered it because, because a lot.
Well, there were some. There was enough out there.
Oh, really?
Because I gave all you guys warning in our chat. I'm like, avoid the socials.
Yeah, and I was like, and I just thought you were talking about Leo Rush, because I was like, well,
that's good. So. It all depends. All depends on who you follow and what people were doing. But like I said, a lot of the people that usually really don't. I don't know if they all just got a hankering because after the last set of tapings, no news really got out there. Spoilers weren't really out there. So people just glommed on to the ones this time around and went crazy with it.
It seems less and less, honestly.
For the most part. Well, and it's always good. I always appreciate one that stays quiet.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Zachery Wentz is back. The Rascals are back. Next, we got Deonna Purrazzo on commentary. Now, where was the commentary? Because they didn't even show them.
We're going to go a little behind the curtain, J-Bo. Because this was interesting. And this is, I have my own opinion on what may have happened. I don't know, though. Nah, I'm not giving you facts. But on the first night of tapings, because obviously there was some BTI filmed, had the commentary.
Okay.
Perfect. Tommy Hannafin. Gia, our friend Miller. But when it went to the main show, the desk was empty. It remained empty. Now, I obviously Tom Hannafin was there. I never saw Matthew Raywald on night one. So I don't know if there was travel issues or something. I don't know. So I figured, well, maybe something happened and they got to do it post. So don't really know what was the circumstances behind it, but through TV magic, I figured they would correct it later. But yeah, there was the spot obviously for commentary set up there at center stage, but there was not the commentary team during night one. I'm not going to say for not the whole show because there may have been a different commentary mix at one point.
Okay.
But,
yeah, because they showed Deonna Purrazzo come out, and then you heard her.
But a lot of it was filmed out of order, too. A lot of it was filmed out of order.
Okay. Okay.
So, like, shows, like, stuff that was filmed on night 1 is going to be later. Stuff that was filmed on night 2 will probably was shown tonight. So, it's a little bit of a mix.
And it's good when they do that, you know?
Yeah.
It just throws people off. Yeah.
It's like everything else. Like, you don't film a movie in order. You film scenes and you put them together later. That's what editors are for. Hey, Kevin Martin.
That's right. That's right. Trinity versus Jay Vidal. Thoughts on this, guys?
I want to know when Trinity gets these outfits.
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Somebody probably does know because she probably promotes where she gets. So, like, she probably has a designer or like some type of seamstress or something that makes these. But I thought going into this, it'd be a squash match. Trinity would just totally annihilate Jay. But it went a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, it didn't happen in 2 seconds, which is always appreciated.
No.
Trinity is
Jay got
matches.
A little offense, and Jay got some offense in. So, but in the end, like obviously, it was the right result that had to happen. But no, it was a better match than I thought it would be. So kudos to both. I think they put a good performance on.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Trinity got attacked for her troubles at the end there, and then Deonna Purrazzo came off of commentary. So this is what they showed her walking to the ring through the crowd, but you didn't really see where she came from. That's why I was like, where? Okay, so where was commentary? Was it like above where people were sitting, like up in the bleachers?
Yeah. The way they do at center stage commentary, if you go like there's the entrance, the opposite side of the entrance, there's a one row of people. So where they're filming from, underneath where they actually have the cameras. There's like some fans, and then there's commentary, and then there's like a front row of fans. Because my first time at center stage, I actually sat right underneath where the commentary was in that front row, and then commentary was behind me. So a very good view. You kind of have the show coming at you. But I remember there, because they were filming commentary a lot during the show, so a lot of the times they'd be like, you need to move. Like, so it was like they kind of didn't have, like, they put too many seats in there when they were filming, and now it's a lot less seats. So I think they fixed that problem. But but yeah, commentaries, because center stage, not a huge venue. Like the old WCW days, and I'm sure David Penzer could probably comment better than anybody. Like growing up, it didn't feel like a real small building, but it's not a big building. So especially around the ring, it's pretty tight. So there's not like, you can't just have if you had a commentary table ringside, like you can't, like David Penzer's not ringside, like nobody's ringside. There's just not enough space to have people.
That's
ringside,
what it looked
so you gotta
like.
get a little more creative.
Like the ramp goes right up to the ring.
Yeah, you got to go right up to the ring. So it's definitely so like kudos to the cameramen and Basil and photography. Like you got to work in conditions that are a little tight. Like Louisville was a tight venue, but center stage is pretty tight all around.
Okay. They were there not too long ago, right? Or is this a first time?
Center. Well, hard to kill. Okay. And they were there before that too.
That's what it was. Okay. All right.
Oh, David Penzer.
There we go.
Keep your eye out for Bailey versus Kevin Knight. I agree with that. And thank you, David Penzer.
Bailey. Who's Bailey?
Mike Bailey. Speedball. Jay. Jay.
Oh, Mike Bailey. Sorry.
Oh, Jay.
We call him Speedball. We never call him Bailey. I'm sorry.
Jay.
I thought we were friends.
Good night. What's wrong with Jay? I don't know. All right. We can continue. So Deanna backs up Trinity. They kind of side-eyeing each other in the ring. Really no words were said, just kind of acknowledging each other. Moose backstage with Myers then. Myers all excited about this reformed tag team that he and Moose are gonna they're just gonna wipe them all out. And because they're gonna be one of the teams in this match that just got made for Slammiversary for the tag team. It's like a tag team scramble. I gotta double check the roster page or the event page, excuse me, at the end of this. But then Moose says, "Hey Myers, you gotta ditch the dead weight. You gotta get rid of the good hands." And the good hands are like, "What did we do? What? Really?" Cue
John Skyler.
Poor Skyler. Poor Hotch.
Hotch needs to have an Alan Angels moment in the future and just break away.
And he'll have that. I am sure he'll have.
You're right. John Skyler does deserve a solo run, Bill. I don't know. I don't like what you're getting at there, what you're suggesting. I don't like the tone you're taking. You know what John Skyler needs? He needs that vest back. Bring that vest back. David Penzer, you tell him. Get the vest back.
See, we're on opposite sides on this one. I was an early member of the Boo Skyler Club, and Truck was an early member of the Sky High Club, I think it's called.
And there are a lot of us in the Discord.
There are.
Yeah.
Skyler Squad. Hashtag Skyler Squad. Let's see if anybody's on.
Nothing personal, but who is Trunk?
He's a good Canadian kid.
We don't know this is actually Penzer. I want to point that out. This could just be somebody who's registered with a Google account with Penzer's name.
It was like that time Moose was in the chat. It's like, is that Moose?
That's not really Moose, is it? Holy shit, it's Moose.
We knew it was Moose when we stopped talking about him and he left.
Yeah, right.
He's like, that's all right, you ain't talking about me. I'm out.
Because that's all he was there for. Right.
You got to admire that.
Truck. Hashtag Skyler Squad. In the chat right now. It's real. It's a real thing.
There you go. Hashtag.
It's got a hashtag. It's real. That'll make the rules.
Justin's got it too. Skyler's the limit. All right.
Skyler's the limit. Hashtag. There you go.
Nice.
Penzer, get that vest back on him.
I do not endorse any of these views.
Bill, I'm going to pass you the Kool-Aid. Here you go. No, Truck is, God, I don't remember when, and please, this is just my ignorant senility kicking in. Truck's been a part of the crew for a while, but he just hasn't been in the public eye much. He was, I'll say he was kind of an investor for a little bit, but he was on
so you're saying he was like the MVP?
He was like the fifth member of the Beatles. Kind of.
He has a name. It's Pete Best. But that's okay.
But that's not Truck's name.
No.
He
has no name. It's Truck.
Truck is Truck, and we love him.
Or I think at one time it was Lord Truckington, but
Lord
Truckington. That was a
Truckington
thing for a little while. I don't remember why.
So, but yeah, so he's just the guy. When it gets too smoky around here, we just blame him.
That's right.
Did we just message
plus,
him?
With all those Canadian legs of the tours lately, you need some good Canadian perspective.
This is true. This is true.
Come to Saskatchewan. Make that happen.
So there you go.
And actually, Truck was supposed to be right at that first return show, but sadly he couldn't make it. But he had a ticket. He bought a ticket.
Did he really? Did he really?
I did. Actually, I had to give it to somebody on the Discord.
No, I know you did. I know. All right. Next, we got Lio Rush. Lio Rush versus Jack Price.
Bad child.
Jack Price is the bad child?
No. Lio Rush is the bad child. Come on.
I thought you were saying they were calling Jack
Price. But no, Jack Price. Gut check.
No, I know.
And great to see Jack Price on TV.
Yeah.
I'm always glad, just like Jason Hotch, Jack Price, they were the co-winners. Yeah. So always good to see the and Jack's been getting a little more like showing up at BTI and now on TV. So I like Jack. He's
been on more consistently lately, which is a good sign.
Yeah.
He's
development, man. The development system. You gotta develop some guys too. Like you can go make free agent signings, get the big indie guys, people that leave other promotions. They also got to develop too, and they're doing that, which is great.
Yeah. No, Mayor, I don't drink that crap. No, thank you. No. But would you guys like the Lio Rush Jack Price match? I loved it. That was great.
I was glad it was actually a match. When Price got the jobber entrance, I was expecting a 30-second squash, but it actually wasn't.
That was a little worrisome.
Worrisome. Yeah.
Because when they set up in the corner, it was set up as squash. But I guess they haven't done really a lot of character work with him yet, so maybe that's even more of the reason. Just kind of like until you develop something, they don't give that to you, and obviously it's only a 2-hour show, an hour and 40 minutes. So you got to cut something. So I get it. But hopefully that's just a start because Jack Price, man. Diamond.
David Penzer here says, keep an eye on Jack Price. Big things coming. # who's truck?
Don't worry about it.
Truck is here. That's all you need to know. The one, the only truck. Next, we got Dirty Dango cutting a promo about Santino Marella, and he starts talking about Santino Marella's daughter maybe getting beat up a little bit down in another company somewhere. And oof, it gets personal, it gets nasty, a little nasty, guys.
Heat.
Nasty. Then Santino gets his little revenge promo in there, and he's like, "You summon a gun, I'm gonna kick your ass." He says something like that. So yeah, it's getting hairy between these two guys.
I'm loving it. I think most people know I'm a Dango fan. I appreciate even the goofy stuff he was doing with a little bit of that, the even more weird tone, the like, let's get weird guy, but now into this more his like control your narrative character pretty much, where it's like, I hate professional wrestling. And then like he's just being the heel now. And I'm liking it. It's obviously so different than what made him hugely popular years ago. But I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. So I'm definitely digging it. And I think this is a great way to kind of have Santino involved too. Because obviously Santino gets popped. It's a great way to utilize him. Just like some of the other guys we talk about, like, and it all depends on the storyline, like Heath, Rhino before. I get it if they're not in the right storylines, but it feels like they have a good storyline going on here. So I'm invested.
Yeah. But yeah, things are things are definitely getting spicy between these two. Next,
and it seems like the TNI fam is liking it too. I'm loving it.
Best version of Dango ever. Oh yeah. Kaz and Edwards, no more. Very, very short lived. Not happening.
We thought they were jiving.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, last week, sure, you're probably going to expect that, when one guy promises another guy something, of course he's not going to come through. This is pro wrestling. But when Eddie swore on the grave of Killer Kowalski, I knew, they're going to do something screwy. Because Kowalski was a heel. He was a heel for most of his career, for most of what he's known for. He was a bad guy. That's
some good forward thinking on that. Recognize on who you're mentioning.
Yeah, exactly. So the only thing that should be surprised is that Eddie didn't lean into it on purpose.
Mr. Aries here. What happened to Heath and Rhino? Well, I guess they just weren't on this week. Well, Rhino got banged up pretty bad about a month ago.
I was right in front of me, Jay-Ben.
Yeah,
I saw nightmares.
I was going to say, you're still in therapy over there, right? Yeah, folks, if you want to know where some of the money goes to, that Chuck, this is serious. Please, come on.
You're right. Absolutely. I apologize. Bill has shared his journey with all of us in the private chat, and it's harrowing. It's a harrowing tale. It's like movie of the week kind of stuff.
It is. Yeah, like Hallmark.
Treat it with sensitivity.
Hallmark shit.
Yeah.
Where's my Kleenex?
Yep.
I need a good cry.
So,
Uncle Rhino.
So yeah, the money you donate goes to Bill's therapy sessions
/ merch fund.
Yeah, the merch is me. The therapy is
for I might be bringing home a big piece of merch at Slammiversary.
Oh,
are you gonna update the backdrop you've got? Getting a new sheet?
Might. I mentioned it a while back, but I'm still planning. I might be moving the studio into a different room in the house, and the backdrop I think will still be there, but it will go farther back on the wall, and then I might have some other paraphernalia and displays set up, so a little mix of a few different things. So still working on it. Hopefully unveiled later this summer. Coming soon
to a backdrop near you. Looking forward to seeing that. What's next here? KiLynn King versus Masha Slamovich. I tell you what, this one's been going on for a little bit, and I am absolutely not bored with it. I love it. Win or lose, when KiLynn King's out there, she's killing it. I'm really digging her and Taylor together. I'm not going to sit here and say, they got to keep the belts forever or whatever. No, that's not the point. The point is I'm here for the wrestling, and I'm loving these knockouts matches. They're killing it. And Masha Slamovich, man, I'm trying to remember where I first saw her. I know it was on. She like guested somewhere, had a quick match on some Impact show some years ago.
She was on Impact back in New York years ago.
Yeah, and
when they played the Melrose Ballroom.
Right, and it was like a side. It wasn't for an actual pay-per-view either. It was like one of those side shows, like one of the ones in between. it was back when they weren't getting viewed much. No one really cared them. People skipped them. Now they're must see. But they would bring in more local talent on those. And I remember when they brought her in there, and I remember seeing her name, Masha Slamovich. And I was like, dear God, what an amazing wrestling name. I mean,
yeah.
Like, we don't think about it. How did someone not come up with that already?
Yeah. I mean, that has just like infinite.
Sandra Suplexixon.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But you want to talk about a classic, like foreign, wrestling name. That's just, man, you can't beat that. You can't beat it. So I just wanted to bring that up.
And I want to bring up Terrence's super sticker here. Thank you, Terrence. Love Center Stage. And then great to meet Titanium Bill. Great to see you there, Terrence. And I did see your previous comment that was asking about Center Stage. And what's your take on it? I like Center Stage. It's like I said, a smaller venue where you're on top of things that makes for the fan, makes for a great experience. There's not a bad seat in that place. Like, you could be up top, you're looking down at everything. That's perfect. So big fan of the venue. I like on TV. Obviously, all of you can decide what you think on TV. Obviously, it's a classic venue, which I do like too. Obviously, Saturday, I'll be to my Mecca, the ECW arena, the 2300 arena. For a show, Battleground Wrestling. But there's a few great venues for wrestling. And that's up there. That's a good one. Center Stage for Impact. That's one of the better venues they run for a fan. Now, obviously, seating can get a little wonky because how it is, but the views and the experience, because you're close. Anywhere where you're close. Like some of those venues they've been going to lately, like the big expo type centers, not a knock on them, but they're big. They're spacious. They're like big studios. And because of that, you're a little, once again, in Impact, you're never that far away, but you are farther away because of how they film it. So, but like a place like Center Stage, you're right there. And that's what I always like. Like Vegas, that's a bigger one, but you're still right on top of it because of the setup. So that's what I like. The closer you are, the more I like it usually.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, one thing I noticed about this one is not a lot of floor seating, but the bleachers go up pretty high is what it seems.
It's pretty much it's one row on the floor and then like starts going up.
Yeah, because I noticed there wasn't a lot of people around you right by the stage there.
Yeah, it was pretty much. I think it was only four on each side.
Yeah,
like 4 front rows, but there is a second row there. But it's pretty much 4 and 4. Any more and you can't fit. It's just a very limited flooring. But it's all about. Like I think it's some of the shows in the past, like not Impact, but they don't even have floor seating. It's just they just use kind of the going up.
And didn't Ring of Honor use that place a lot?
Yes. Yeah, they were playing Center Stage for quite a while.
Okay. Yeah, that's why it looks familiar too. Okay. All right, so no more Kaz and Edwards. We talked about KiLynn King. So Masha Slamovich beats KiLynn King with Taylor Wilde there. And then Killer Kelly comes out towards the end of the match and takes out Taylor Wilde, and she's got a chain. So it's a little bit of, bringing that chain from the old dog collar match. So interesting there. And then she gets in the Killer Kelly gets in the ring with Masha Slamovich. Masha Slamovich grabs the other end of it. So now they both have the dog collar chain back on again, except now Masha's like grabbing the chain around Killer Kelly's neck, like, you're coming with me. And it's not because I'm going to destroy you. It's because, well, Truck, you had some words to say about this in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not saying that in public. They had a moment. They had a moment.
Well, yeah, I guess you don't have to say it. I think there's a comment here that might say it. That was some kinky shit, no cap, J-Bone. And I think this is the first time ever. Obviously, we have this comment, and we'll get to what happened there. But is this the first time? Because I didn't even know this existed, this reference. But the first time on the TNI show, I think the term "no cap" has been used. Do you know what that means, J-Bone?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
You either, Truck? You don't know what that means?
I'm sorry. I'm no use here.
The only reason I know about this is because I have been. This is my first year. I'm doing season tickets with the baseball team, the Phillies here in town, and they do a thing that goes like the players go cap versus no cap. And I'm like, what? And then I see it, and that means fact or fiction. So when you're saying no cap, it means that's a fact. But I didn't know this existed. So this is one of these, no lies detected. Like, I don't know where this came from or where this came to be, but this is like a big thing now, this cap, no cap. So I thought I'd highlight it for that. It's a learning moment here. Well, look, here's Critical Sting. Y'all know no cap means. There's a lot for you to learn. And that is, Critical Sting is one of our younger viewers. It's definitely a thing on an age group. Like we'll start making... Critical Sting, start throwing young people terminology in the chat right now. Like, you got to start throwing Yeezy in there and all these type of terms that all of us old heads know nothing about.
I'm ready to die. I gotta say,
this might be the quote of the night. Here's David Penzer. Killer Kelly is a lovely lady. Tried to put to put the collar on me, but I didn't want to get in trouble with the wife.
So David, just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't look at the menu.
Oh,
10 years next month, bud. So you remember that one.
There you go. Wow. Right, forget Critical Sting. MVP's give me easy. The Yeezys for the feet.
Yeezys?
I stop at this, J-Bone. You know what this is?
The circle? What?
You know, for kids.
What?
No one gets my Hudsucker proxy reference.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
I'm sorry, Bill.
A 90s movie. Critical Sting throwing Riz at me here. I'm loving it.
You're just making stuff up, Sting. You're just making it up. That's not a word.
Riz.
You're just making sounds with your
We
mouth.
got to get hip. We got to get hip with the crowd here.
Why?
We got to interact with the people. We got to know what people are saying.
The fuck is Riz? The only Riz I know was from the movie Grease.
Rizzo, yeah.
All right, we continue.
Don't forget Ratso Rizzo.
So, Killer Kelly.
There's the Riz. Where are my Rizats at?
Swinger has, okay, there we go. So, Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich have, we'll say, tied the chain. So, Scott D'Amore promo, and they do a little past history thing on him too. Good stuff.
Coach.
Can I jump in just real quick, just for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead.
during lockdown, I don't know if she's still doing it, but Jade had a podcast. Maybe she still does. I'm not sure. But one of her very first guests was Scott. And if you haven't listened to this interview, go back through her podcast history. I want to say it was like the 3rd episode. It was really early. It's over an hour long. It's fantastic. Yeah, and I knew a little bit about Scott's history and career in the business, but he opens up. He shares so much. I really hope he writes a book someday. I hope he's been taking notes.
Honestly, over the course of his career. I don't want to put him on the spot, Truck, but I did notice that if David Penzer is still in the chat, I think I may have been on Facebook. I don't know if it was on Twitter or Facebook. I think it was Facebook. He put up a post recently down at Center Stage talking about Scott and the connection they have from early in the careers. I don't know if he'd want to mention that or not, but that you mentioned that, it made me think of that as well, because I know they have a connection from way back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just the extent of that package got me thinking about this podcast with Jade. And just the guy's been everywhere and he's done everything. And he had people recognize his ability very early on. Like, he's telling stories about Jarrett using him as a booker, basically, like a week after he gets into the company. It's just incredible stuff. So, yeah, if you haven't listened to it already, go dig it up. It's worth your time.
There you go. We'll go check it out.
And our little game of learning young people language, Gary can now play Scrabble and beat everybody. So there you go.
They've got to be in that dictionary, though. That's the trick.
Well, what dictionary?
The Scrabble dictionary. There's a Scrabble dictionary.
Oh, there's a Scrabble? They don't go to like Webster's. It's the Scrabble dictionary.
It's for the game. So if you're playing with somebody and they want to call challenge, you use the Scrabble dictionary and you look it up. And if the word's in there, you're golden.
So you can't go to like the Urban Dictionary. You got to.
I was going to say the Urban Dictionary. Yo.
J-Bud. That's not what the Urban Dictionary is.
Oh my gosh.
Well, sometimes. Anyways. That's my version of hip. Yo. But yeah, lovely little promo on Scott D'Amore. Of course, the good hands not feeling too good about themselves, so they're feeling feisty. And Scott D'Amore's like, "Well, you want a match? Okay, I'll give you a match. How about you guys take on PCO next week?" And they're like, "Well, that's not exactly how we thought that was going to turn out."
Sounds like a bad time for the good hands.
No kidding. It's what the PCO calls a lunch. Now, we're to a part of the show where I started, sadly, dozing off a bit, so you guys are going to have to help me a little here.
Did you miss the Joe Hendry video?
No, we didn't. We talked about it already. Just keep going, Jay.
Okay.
Next segment.
There's a match. There's a match. It's Kenny King.
Damn it!
Versus Yuya.
Just fucking God.
It's a
fine. Talk about it then.
Well, it's Uemura versus Kenny King, and the match is fine.
Well, the match was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, match is good, and then this is where I started, nodding off. I know because right before they went to break, Joe Hendry was in the truck with Josh Matthews, like, "Hey, you got that song I shared with you?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, when I tell you to cue it up, we'll play it." So then it goes into the match. So it's coming. It's like, oh, Jesus. Truck, honestly, I have the same opinion at this point. I'm just kind of like,
whoa.
I am.
It's been the Shane shtick since he debuted.
The songs are not getting better. They're not getting better. They were cute. They were funny. I did enjoy them. But now I just want to see people clobber the shit out of Joe.
Well, I did. I always thought that was going to be one of the. I feel like they're leading into that where part like it and part don't like it.
Yeah.
like there is some heelness to Joe with a lot of this.
He's
like
a bully.
Alicia.
With the live crowd, though, it's still over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's 50-50. It's like 75-25 pro still.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say it's not Access Denied, which I still think is the best Joe Hendry song. And that's from his first era. He had some decent ones. But I thought this one was, I don't know, is his best one back? Is it Edge's Bitch? Is that would you say that's his best since the return?
No, I think the second one was the best.
Not Dancing Moose.
Yeah, I actually, yeah, that's the one I like the most.
You like Dancing Moose the best, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I thought this was better than that. The Kenny's stripper Kenny line's a pretty good line. It's a pretty good line. It's a low blow though. It's a low blow.
Actually,
not
it's
a low
not.
blow.
I'm sure
the guy made huge bank as a Chippendale.
He did.
Those guys make money.
Right.
And two, if you work so hard to get a body like that, yeah, man, make as much money off it as you possibly can.
Hell yeah.
So for me, I'm like, that's not an insult. That's good job, Kenny. I hope you saved the
There
money.
we
I hope
go.
you did well for yourself.
Yeah.
See, Critical Sting agree with me that Access Denied was peak Henry. But then I did see, because this is a learning night, I like to say. Critical Sting also said, here's another one. You guys actually saw a shiesty on the show tonight. A shiesty.
Oh,
Gang. Do you want to guess what that could be?
Oof. Not a clue.
A shiesty.
It sounds like something I should know. It sounds like something that, like, my ancestors in Germany would say, it's a shiesty. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I'm guessing not.
Nah, I don't know. I'll say, oh. See, MVP here. He knows here. Is that what Leo Rush was wearing to the ring, I guess? That's part of the what Truck has in his closet. So Truck has like 3 or 4 shiesties.
They're balaclavas, you guys.
Yeah,
You
you're a
can come up with a
shiesty
new
man.
word for it, but it's still a balaclava.
And that just sounds like what he just said there makes it sound like it's a pastry you have in the morning.
It's not baklava, Jay. Different thing.
So there's baklava, and then there's, what did you say?
Balaclava.
Where's the difference there? All you did.
Baklava, that's
all
the
you-
dessert.
That's the dessert.
Balaclava is the
Yeah, it's
ski
long.
hood.
Okay,
You're
all you
missing a
did-
part of it.
All
Missing
you
a part
did
of
was
the word.
move some letters around. That's the same.
You
damn
move the
thing.
stress. Where are you putting the stress? In America, they're shiesties. Oh, come on, you guys. God. Jesus, take the wheel.
Amen. Oh,
So we got a mixed opinion right now on the Joe Hendry video.
yeah.
I think he needs to do something new. He's been doing the same thing since his debut. I'm biased. I never really enjoyed the shtick to begin with, but I mean, if it's over, it's over. I don't want him gone altogether. He's obviously very talented. It's ridiculous how strong he is. The stuff he pulls off, it looks like he should be a lot bigger of a guy to be doing the things that he is. He just
Right.
Well,
makes
he's
it look so effortless.
252 pounds of pure motivation.
Well, he motivates himself into some pretty fantastic feats of strength. And I think he probably could do similar to what he's doing right now, but go full out heel. I think part of the reason I don't like it is because I've said I think it's bullying to me. It is heelish behavior what he's doing, but he's treating it like a face kind of thing. It just doesn't really work for me. That's why I was so glad that Dango and him have kind of split, but Dango's still doing his thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's why it's just to rewind for think about some of the other opinions that we had. like Alicia, as soon as he showed up, it's like he's a homewrecker. He's a heel. He's tapping bitches and stealing people's kids.
He's got
and
it to him, but he continues to come off as the total face.
Yeah,
so it's interesting because there is like when he would do it more like his first time around, it didn't have the same hints of malice in there because I definitely recognize that's there, but I'm not sure if it's being meant to be there for like breadcrumbs to turn at some point, or if that's just the difference after the world of the last 5 years. And that's just how you can be a little bit like that and it doesn't really matter. Like that's just how that's humor now. That's more of the humor than before. It's got to be a little more mean-spirited, which maybe it is. Maybe that is because probably more comedy is that way now. It was a little like he took it up a notch. So we'll see.
Zach tapping bitches? What? So he has the stripper Kenny song, and then you guys are gonna have to help fill in the rest here. My apologies. I know that
there's not much after that.
Well, I know Nick Aldis was supposed to cut a promo and talking about why did you do what you did, that whole thing.
Well, he comes out and he tries to cut a promo that did not go over too well, attacking Alex Shelley, that they were minimizing Nick Aldis. And then he blames them for like using his name, and then he mentions Harley Race and Funk because of the NWA's thing. And then he says he's going to humiliate Shelley at Slammiversary. But then the Yup man comes out. Yup. And he tells him to shut up. They wind up getting into a little bit of a brawl. Sabin comes out. But then Lio Rush comes out and attacks Sabin. So then you get
nice
Nick and Leo kind of they're standing tall as the show goes off. But this and I'll
like I saw a picture where Aldis is holding up Shelley's title and Lio Rush is holding up Sabin's. Nice. So
now, once again, I don't know what was going on here for part of this. This was, I saw Magnus with the British invasion in TNA. This was, I don't know if he had a bad mic, because there were some mic issues at times down at center stage, but I could barely even hear his promo when it first started. Like I couldn't really even hear it, and I'm not that far from him, and I'm barely even understanding what he's saying. And I don't know if part of that was just the crowd was on him pretty early, including myself, and that was just drowning him out.
Yeah.
But it gave the impression, because I give like the peak booing of a promo is actually TNA from like 2015-ish with EC3. When EC3 was the total heel, sweet Aunt D, and he was just being booed, the "you can't wrestle" chants, and Nick was feeling like he was getting some of that tonight. And this was one where, and we kind of like, I think that the Impact faithful were waiting for this, because obviously there was, remember, a lot of people were very anti-Nick. Because he went very anti-TNA/Impact during most of his time away, until he started mending some fences as Mickey came on board, and I think he knew he might be starting to do some stuff. And then he came in as a face. Stuff was still going pretty well, but once he's gone now full heel, the crowd's letting them have it again. They want no part of this guy. So they were letting them have it. So which is good. That's what it should be. Because just like, hey, we talk about it. I know Truck's got a strong opinion on Bully Ray, but he gets the most heel heat of anybody. But now Nick, and that's what we wanted. We wanted because Macklin, and I'm a big Macklin fan, but he's still a tweener. He tries to get that heel, but he also, once again, he plays up to the crowd, and that gets him some face pop. And just because of his whole thing, the guy's a Marine. He's not going to get total heel heat. It just can't happen.
There's a lot to love about him. So he wants to portray the heel. He really has to.
Yeah. Now Nick, it's more of a natural thing. He can go heel very easily.
Sure.
He has the persona of a heel, just like, and I think we're kind of seeing. We had Joe Hendry in the last segment. He gives off a lot of those similar things. So he could go heel very easily, Joe. Just like Nick here. It's just smooth. It's a smooth transition into a heel.
Yeah.
So we were kind of like when Nick's return and what he was going to do here, Slammiversary, the title match. After tonight, it feels like, okay, now we got a main event. Shelly, Nick's going to get booed out of that arena in Windsor. So we saw that the heel, like we were like, oh, Shelly world champion, let's see where that goes. But like the opponent, like a lot of people were saying maybe it's a 3-way, maybe Macklin gets back in there because can Nick, even though he's former world champion, can he highlight the biggest pay-per-view of the year in the main event?
Yeah.
This helped a lot.
Oh yeah. I think so. I look at this as I don't think there's one specific thing on Slammiversary that's standing out, and then there's the rest of the card. Like there's your anchor match, like, ooh, that's the hot one. I think we're just gonna see a bunch of great matches. Like I'm not seeing an anchor yet. And that's no fault of, in my opinion, that's no fault of Alex Shelley. Like I'm still having so much fun watching Alex Shelley as champ. I don't even want to think about, Magnus, or pardon me, Nick Aldis, because I don't want to think about where it could go, because I know this company, I know what they do once in a while. So I'm just like,
well, yeah, you want to have a loaded card. You don't want to depend on one or two matches to sell your card. Like if there's you want to have some incentive. And I think, at least initially, my takeaway on the incentive match was probably Trinity Diana as like, oh, like that's your big one. But as we're seeing stuff pile up, and I'm sure we're about to go over the card here, they definitely have been adding some nice ones as we go along here. Obviously, the world title match. But then I know we got the Ultimate X match added tonight, J-Bone. It's official. You have to have the Ultimate X. And then you got the coach in a match.
But that's the thing, is it's not even for the title. It's for the number one contender.
Correct.
So that's still nice that they got it in there.
Honestly, I'm old school. I want to see them grab the big X. The title,
like the classic.
Grabbing the title off. I want someone to grab a big X. Remember when Johnny impacted it and he was wearing the big X around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that to come back. Johnny Bravo hanging out with the big X.
Speaking of Johnny, he showed up somewhere else this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's somewhere else now. So, but hey, I'm just glad he's back on TV somewhere. So,
I thought you were talking Johnny Bravo. Okay.
No. I'm talking about.
That's what I'm focused on.
The former Johnny Morrison.
Johnny Mundo.
Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact. Yeah. Now he's Johnny Elite, or whatever the fuck they're calling him.
Johnny Dark.
Oh. Johnny Collision. But yeah, let me look up the old. Okay, so we talked about the down under. Down under. Down under. We talked about the down under card. Night one. Okay, so Slammiversary. This looks to be the updated card. There's 5 matches. All right, so we got a little ways to go. And so much more. We're still waiting for the so much more. All right, Ultimate X is back. We got Angels versus Kevin Knight versus Kushida. Kushida's back. Nice. Versus Jonathan Gresham versus Mike Bailey. Oh, Oreo is here for that. Let me tell you guys. Holy shit.
He has a last name, J-Bone. It's Bailey.
Bailey. Yeah, well, I'm all about the speedball. So, anyways, we got the Impact World Tag
You're all about
Team.
that speedball.
Yes. It'll be the death of me someday. No, I'm kidding. Impact World Tag Team title 4-way. Fatal 4-way. We got ABC defending the title against Moose and Myers versus Rich Swann and Sami Callihan. That's kind of nice to see. I like that. And returning Subculture. So that's
like
cool. Yeah. I am definitely here for that. Love me some tag team wrestling. Next, we got...
in the meantime, Critical Sting's asking, do you guys know when to use the term, is that GAT? Is that like the Motor City GATs? Or is that a different pronunciation? Let me know if I'm somewhere in the ballpark. Motor Critical Sting.
GAT?
Well, I thought it was like the Motor City GATs, but the Machine GATs? No? All right, I'm wrong. That's probably not how you spell GAT. Way off. I'm way off.
He misspelled cat because there's a lot of cats here. We're just dying here. All right, next we got Scott D'Amore returning to
now we
ring.
have a disagreement with the young guys. The fellow young guy doesn't know what Sting said. So now even the young guys don't know the vernaculars anymore.
Critical Sting's on another level. He's just I don't think we even know his real age. So are you really 12, sir? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Are you really a thug? Scott D'Amore returning to the ring. Special Enforcer Darren McCarty. Now, he was on one of the last ones. He's that...
he was in Windsor last time because he's a former Detroit Red Wing.
Right. He's the former hockey legend that got involved. He jumped in there, he got attacked, and then he had a match the next night or something like that. So he's a special enforcer. They're bringing him back. That's pretty cool. Bully Ray and Steve Macklin versus PCO and Scott D'Amore. Yeah. So it's a novelty match. It is what it is.
Team Canada reunites.
There you go. PCO and Scott D'Amore. Knockouts World Championship.
Divide might be in the building. Who knows?
Oh, I was thinking A1.
A1 might be in there.
There's a rare one. Hey. Deonna Purrazzo defending against Trinity. That might be my match of the night right there.
I think that would be a good guess.
Yeah. Impact World Championship on the line. Alex Shelley versus Magnus. Oh, excuse me. Nick Aldis.
Oh.
Hey, as long as he's around, I'm just going to keep saying it. I don't care.
Where's Mickey? We need Mickey back.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
I think during part of that, you could hear the chant, "Your wife's better."
Oh. All right. So was it me or was this crowd really as hot as it was tonight?
That was a hot crowd. It was a hot crowd.
like even for like, I noticed when Wentz hit the ring, the ladies went nuts. I mean, they went like, if you audibly you listen, and the you could tell the girl population in the audience went, whoa, you know, the panties came off. Seriously. Was that too much, Bill? I'm sorry.
That might be a little too much information. It's getting wild in here.
No, it's just well, and it's a different kind of venue too. So acoustically, you know, the crowd
I think
is
the
going to sound
acoustics are
different.
good in that building.
Sure.
So you definitely hear more of the crowd. But no, it was a hot crowd. They had a pretty good crowd on Friday. Saturday was if not a sellout, a near sellout. So they definitely did a good job of, and obviously Friday, Saturday, that's the right schedule for the most part for Impact. You start getting the Sundays, Mondays, a lot tougher to get people. Fridays with people working, you lose a little bit. But Saturday's obviously the premium day for wrestling. But no, good crowd. I thought they were into it. They were invested. Now that Impact's been there a few loops, I think a lot of the people are returning. Like they've been there now multiple times, which is good. Getting more familiar with the product. So no, I thought Atlanta brought it. They did not announce a return to Atlanta, but I'm sure that's just because it's not in the near future. But I'm sure they'll be there at some point next year.
Okay. So, but yeah, so that's the show, folks. Unless you guys wanted to cover anything else, we're just barely coming up on 2 hours, so I figure it's a good time to tap it off.
Tap it. I'll tap and talk tonight.
So the only thing I'll say is, Jay, you're going to have to learn his name is Nick Aldis because he's about to become Impact World Champion.
Whoa!
Oh, son of a bitch. Chuck, you're fired.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man. After that promo tonight,
that's it.
He's winning. He is winning.
We're going to have a discussion.
He took control.
Now, just bear with me on this. Like, obviously, we know he's always got the 3-piece suit on, Nick Aldis. Leo had a suit on. Do we get a new, because he is an original member, the return of the Main Event Mafia? Play the music.
Oof.
One of the most underrated stables in wrestling history. With all the talent that was in that stable.
Who else would you put in it, though?
Well, it's the Main Event Mafia. Bully could be in there, obviously. Bully could be in there. But you had to be a world champion. So only world champions that need apply to the Main Event Mafia. Moose, I think, would be a great member of the Mafia. But I think you could definitely, and maybe a 3-time Knockouts champ named Deonna Purrazzo would be a nice member of the.
She needs to hurry up and turn heel again. This face stuff doesn't suit her. Everybody knows you're a jerk, Deonna. Just lean into it.
Everybody knows you're a jerk. Oh man.
Okay, so I've got this crochet duck on my desk, and at a certain time of night, every night, Rusty decides he needs to play with this crochet duck, and he's trying to steal it off my desk right now. Yeah. And he's gonna knock stuff over. I'm like, no, you can't do this right now. He's digging in, and he's gonna pull my monitor right off the desk.
Yo, he's not happy. He's pulling.
No, he's not happy.
You're having J-boat issues right now.
He wants this duck, and I'm just trying to soothe him. Like, buddy, you can't have this right now. He's not listening. He's not listening.
So it's truck and a duck. Truck with a duck. There you go. That's what you get here on the TNI podcast.
It's my crochet duck. Rusty just steals it.
Versus the cat. Yeah. You're feeling my pain, brother.
All right, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay. So that is going to wrap up tonight's show. Thanks, everyone, for joining tonight. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Truck. Alicia, we hope you feel better soon. Kyle, Trent, we miss you. And Mike, I will see you down the road soon.
Yeah, and thanks for all the Impact talent that joined us in the chat tonight.
Yeah, we love you guys. We love your support.
Kevin and Daniel and David, the whole crew. And obviously the TNI fam. Can't do it without you guys. Right. It's an interactive show. I wouldn't be able to learn all these new terms.
I still would.
Which I liked. Right. I need to keep up with things. I need to know what's going on.
I need to know where to buy my next shiesty and make sure I've got like the proper storage for shiesty stuff.
There you go. Now you can go get a shiesty. You'd be like,
right,
Mr. Store Retailer, my name is J-Bone. I need a shiesty.
James Bone.
James Bone.
James Bone.
James Bone here.
It was made
need
official
a shiesty, please.
A couple of reviews ago.
Oh,
can you make it
James.
Extra shiesty?
And it's another word for like, it's like slippers, right?
All right.
No, that's a Yeezy.
That's a what?
You can get a shiesty and a Yeezy.
All right, we're out of here. That's it.
That's
it. You know what to do, folks. On your way out of here, smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen. For CZ, my Yeezy.